Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about one more political memoir, the presidential years 2012 to 2017, written by former President of India Pranab Mukherjee. He has dedicated this book to India's democracy. Let me read what he writes. Dedicated to India's democracy, which was responsible for the journey that brought me from the flicker of lamp in remote village in Bengal to the chandeliers of Rashtrapati Bhavan. I really like that. Before we jump into the content, let's see the book. The black cover and the golden font gives it a royal look. I don't judge a book by its cover, but the cover is its first impression. And it talks a lot about the book. It's an average size book. There are total 11 chapters and around 200 pages. I got this book from Amazon. If you want to buy this book, the link is mentioned in the description. This is a hardcover copy. The paperback version was not available when I bought this book. I removed the paper cover just to give you an idea about its binding quality. And as you can see, the binding quality is superb. The paper quality is also awesome. Inside there are beautiful pictures of Pranabda with different leaders and at various occasions. How was it? If you like it, hit that like button right away. This book starts with introduction where Pranabda talks about his oath taking ceremony as a president. The Rashtrapati Bhavan was not new to him, but the experience was altogether different because he was at the center of the stage. He also talks about the architecture of Rashtrapati Bhavan. Did you know? In terms of area, India's Rashtrapati Bhavan is the largest residence of any head of the state in the world. And the way he described Mughal Garden, I have decided to visit it at least once. Then chapter 1, reflections on parliament, value of dissent and power. Here he talks about the culture of meaningless disruptions in the parliament and state assemblies. According to him, these meaningless disruptions not only harm government, it also harm the opposition party itself. And he also talks about criminalization of politics and the need to prevent criminals from entering the parliament. Then chapter 2, election 2014, not a turning point but historic. So here, why he call it historic? Because of two reasons. One, first time in the 3 decades, any contesting political party could get a decisive mandate instead of fractured one. Second, BJP emerged with simple majority in Lok Sabha for the first time. Then chapter 3, presidential addresses, both candid and cautious. If you know, President of India generally talks with the nation on ceremonial occasions like Independence Day and Republic Day. He talks about his speeches and there are some snippets of his speeches in this chapter. Then chapter 4, it is about Article 356. So if you do not know what is Article 356, it is a provision in Constitution of India where by using which central government can dismiss the state government in some extraordinary conditions, and after that the president rule is imposed. He talks about a few examples in the Indian political history this article was used and misused. So though this is the most contentious provision of Constitution of India, he was in favor of it. Chapter 5, Judiciary, the pillar of democracy, its reach and its limits. So in a parliamentary democracy like India, there are 3 main organs: judiciary, executive and legislature. He talks about the friction between them and how it can be avoided. Then chapter 6, dealing with mercy petitions. So as a president, he was very well aware that he was the last hope for the convict. And before taking his decision, he used to take at least 1 to 3 weeks to study the entire case history and reading court judgments before taking his decision. He also talks about the mercy petitions of Kasab, then Afzal Guru and Yaqub Memon. Chapter 7, foreign policy, maintaining balance and using leverage. Here at places he appreciates foreign policy of PM Modi. He also talks about India's relation with other countries. He talks about Bangladesh, Pakistan, US, Sri Lanka, African countries, I think almost every country. Then chapter 8, presidential visits abroad, reiterating friendship and cooperation. So as a president of India, he got to visit a few countries and he talked about these visits. He specifically highlights his family relationship with Bangladesh PM Sheikh Hasina. Chapter 9, interacting with leaders. So as a president, he got to work with international leaders like Obama, then King of Bhutan, Japanese PM, and he talks about his interaction with them. Chapter 10, path-breaking decisions. This is about demonetization and GST. Though he was not convinced with the benefits of demonetization, he really appreciates GST. Chapter 11, my prime ministers, different styles, different temperaments. So here in this chapter he lists all 15 prime ministers of India till date, and he also talks about few of them, and then he covers the relationship between the few PM and the president. As the president, he got to work with two PMs, Dr. Manmohan Singh and Narendra Modi, and feels like he really appreciates both of them. And then the book ends with epilogue, where he talks about the different initiatives those were taken in Rashtrapati Bhavan in his tenure. So overall, it's a nice read. If you have not subscribed yet, I would really recommend doing so, because there are interesting books coming on this channel. Thank you for your patience. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.